Hello students, today I am going to start a new lesson, that is Introduction to Java, one of the amazing programming language Java. So in this lesson, first we'll see introduction about Java. Java is a third generation object oriented language. It was originally developed by James Gosling at Sun Microsystems. James Gosling is a scientist and Sun Microsystem is a company. So in that company this language was developed. Java can be used to create user friendly computer applications that can run on standalone machines. Means standalone machine means the system that is not connected with other system. So single system. So that system is not connected with any other system, that is standalone system. Java applications are platform independent, which means that Java applications can run on any platform. Second point is very important point. So Java applications are platform independent in the sense, here what happens, we all are using different types of operating system, and we all are having different type of system configuration. In the sense, our system configuration is completely different, like RAM size, processor, then storage capacity. So everything is different. That system is, the configuration is different. But when we talk about this language supports all the types of platforms, means all the types of operating system, as well as it will not go to check that configuration. Take an example of mobiles. See, we all are using different types of mobile handsets, but when we want to download any application from Play Store, so that application gets downloaded in all the mobiles. It will not give any error and it will not check any configuration of that mobile, because so that application is platform independent. It will not check the hardware configuration. I hope so this point is clear. Java was started as a project called Oak by James Gosling in June 1991 at Sun Microsystems. So this project was initially started in the year 1991 at Sun Microsystems, and the name was given for that project is Oak. So why that Oak name is given? Because while planning for that project, so that persons, those are going to develop this language, so they were standing outside their office beneath of the oak tree. So beneath of oak tree, that scientists were standing. So that's why initially they kept a name as Oak. Java was initially designed for consumer electronic devices such as TVs, washing machines, toasters, and other similar electronic devices. Initially, the main goal was to develop this language to run these electronic devices like remotes, then TV, washing machine, toaster, other types of electronic devices. So they kept it in their mind to run this language on this type of devices. But nowadays, so Java is running everywhere. Means this application is programming language is getting used everywhere. Types of Java programs. There are two types of Java programs. First one is standalone applications and internet applets. Console based Java application. Third one is GUI based Java applications. The standalone systems, what happens? So that application can run independently, in the sense system is not connected with any other system, and we install that application in that single system, and we can access that application, we can access that software, and that system anyhow it is not connected with other system, so no question of networking and all. Got it? So Java standalone applications can either be a console based or with graphical user interface. So this standalone application, it depends upon developer. So he may design that application in console based or GUI based. Console based means So that application runs on disk operating system like DOS. Okay. See, if, I will show you what is that console based application in my system. Okay. The console based Java application uses text only interface. Here you are not going to get any graphical interface. So everything only the black screen and text. So with the text itself you have to operate that software. So that is console based software. We can open that console based application, that console in our system. I will show you how to open that. And second one is graphical user interface based Java application. So in a graphical user interface, what happens? So graphical options are given like buttons, text fields. We have the access of mouse. So different types of graphical components can be used in a GUI based application. For best example for this GUI based is our calculator. So let us see that is console based and GUI in our system. To see that console, so I'll open command prompt. Okay, so this is, it will not support a full screen, so let me clear. Okay, so this is console. So what I am typing, for example, now if I want to create one file, then I have to pass the command. Now I want to create one file in C drive. So file name is my file dot txt. So this is file name myfile.txt. So in this I am going to write the content like this is dummy file created by using command prompt. Okay, so then at last we have to save this file by pressing Ctrl and Z button. So when we press enter key, you can see their message one file copied. So when we go to that C drive in that location, you will see that file myfile.txt. you can see it. And when I open, so this is dummy file created by using command prompt. It means we can do all the work whatever we are doing in Windows operating system, so that all the work can be done in this disk operating system, so DOS. So this is console based, got it? But here what happens, it is difficult to operate, like we have to remember the commands, then only it is possible to use this operating system. Otherwise, without knowing the command, it is difficult to operate. First we have to learn the command, then only you can operate this. I am going to quit by typing exit. Now second one is GUI based. So GUI based means you can see it. So these all icons are given, options are given, like I said calculator, okay, calci. Here all the buttons are given. So different types of access given. Here we need not to remember any commands and all. So directly we can use that application without having the knowledge of that commands. Got it? So that is GUI based application. So mainly nowadays all the people those are using the system, that is all GUI based. That is not console based. I'll move forward. So Java applets or Java internet applets. Okay. So Java applets are Java applications that run within a web browser. So in a web browser, the small programs gets executed. So that is all Java applets. These are mainly used for internet programming. So these applets are mainly used for designing for the internet programming. An applet is capable of performing many tasks on a web page, such as displaying graphics, playing sounds, accepting user input, etc. Applets are also used to create animation and interactive games. See, these applets are small programs, mini programs, so that runs in a web browser. You take an example of one game. So when we play the games in a mobile or in a computer, you can see while playing, we can see the scorecard, we can see the animation effect, we can see different types of options related to that game. So that is all example for applets. But that is all small applications that is embedded in that game. Got it? So small animation effect is given. That is all applets. So next point comes machine language. As you all know, computer understands only 0 and 1. Okay? Computer doesn't know human language, in the sense the language which we are using. So computer doesn't know that. Even computer doesn't know English language also. Got it? So don't think that computer is very clever. Computer IQ is 0. Computer doesn't know anything. So when we pass the instruction, according to that instruction, computer performs. If you give the wrong instruction, you will get the wrong result. If you give the correct instruction, you will get the correct answer. Now machine language instructions are expressed as a binary numbers called machine code. This machine language instructions will be given in the binary form, in the form of 0 and 1. Got it? A binary number is made up of just 2 digits, that is 0 and 1. 0 and 1, so that is the 2 digits, that is binary numbers. All the instructions will be given by using this the 2 digits. So before, earlier programmers used to they were using this language only, machine language, 0 and 1 in the form of. But what happens, difficult to handle the code and difficult to write a code. Got it? So difficult to learn. So that's why this language is not a popular language. Then afterwards, next language comes, that is assembly language. Assembly language to overcome issues from the machine language. So there are many problems are there in a machine language, like that learning that code, writing the instruction in the form of 0 and 1. It is a very tedious job, very difficult job. So that's why the programmers designed one more language, that is assembly language. Assembly language was developed which allowed programs to be written using symbolic operations called mnemonic codes. So in this assembly language, what happens, programmers started to use English words, simple English words, so that words are called as mnemonic codes. Got it? So for adding, add, for multiplying, multiply. Okay, simple English words they started to use, that is assembly language. Next comes high level language. So the features of high level languages are given here: simple and user friendly. So this high level language, it is simple to learn and it is very user friendly language, means user can write the instruction in his own English language. Afterwards that compiler or interpreter converts that high level language to the machine level language that is machine independent. So this is very important. This language, this high level language, it is machine independent. It will not go to check the configuration of a system. You may be using any system, it doesn't matter. Okay, you write the code and you can execute it in any system, any computer. A high level language is quite similar to the English language. So this language is quite similar in the sense, the language which we are using, English language, the same pattern we have to write the code. For example, C, C++, Java, etc. So these are some examples: C, C++, Java. Why C and C++ I have written? Because Java is originated from C and C++. Means all the syntaxes, whatever the syntaxes are there in C and C++, that all the syntaxes are inherited to Java. So next point comes interpreter. An interpreter is a program that translates the source code, instruction or instructions into machine code line by line. See, now we are writing a code by using English language, but system doesn't know English language. So in that case, we need one program, we need one software. So that software should convert our English language code in the form of machine language code, because machine knows only 0 and 1. So that's why this interpreters were developed. So this interpreter is a program. This program translates that source code. Source code means the code which we have written in a programming. So that is source code. So that source code will be converted in the form of machine code. During the program execution, it reads from the source code and translates it into the necessary machine code. See, that point is given here. While executing, it reads that source code, the code what you have written, and that code will be translated into machine code, means in the form of 0 and 1. The execution of an interpreted program is slow here, because it has to convert that all the language in the form of 0 and 1, all the code in the form of 0 and 1. So that's why it takes a time. So that's why execution speed is very slow. So that is interpreter. Next point comes compiler. The compiler is a program that translates code written in a high level language into machine code all at once before the program runs. So compiler is another program This program also converts this high level language into the machine level language, but here in an interpreter that code was converting line by line, but in a compiler that entire code gets converted at a time. Okay, so execution speed is fast. So the execution of a compiled program is fast because at a time all the code is getting converted. Now while, for example, if you have made a mistake in a code, then there itself it gets stopped. So you have to remove that error, then only again you have to recompile. A machine language version of the source code is called object code. So that code which it is converted in the form of machine form, so that code is called as object code. Okay, thank you students. Now I am going to stop it here. So in the next class we will continue with the remaining points. Thank you.